The Real Estate Hour, the longest-running real estate talk show in the North Bay, heard every Sunday morning right here on KSRO for over 35 years. Hosted by Allison Norman and Stephanie Norman, local realtors with local real estate experience.
Happy Hanukkah. Today is the first day. I know we've been doing all the Christmas and I'll be home by Christmas music, but today is officially this evening starts the first.
We don't want to leave anybody out.
Beginning of Hanukkah.
So they can't have a home by Hanukkah, huh?
Well, if you have cash, you could have a home in 8 days. So yes, technically, if you get it, well, it would be tomorrow because you could. I guess get an offer accepted today. And then open escrow tomorrow. You could close, but I don't know if you want to go through that whole process and not enjoy your Hanukkah while you're doing all the other stuff. But yes, you technically could. You also could be in a home by Christmas still if you get that into escrow right away, and especially if you're paying cash. But there are some, if you have the right lender. There are some lenders that can do it. So, you could. And if not, don't give up on your dreams and your goals. If you didn't get it, it just didn't work out for you this year, that's okay. Fresh start, new year. Mm-hmm. And you can get into a home next year.
Yep. Put it on those vision boards.
Yes, and it's okay to pass that goal on to the next year. And as long as you're not just kicking the can down the road and not doing anything to plan for it. But if it is something you want to do, and not everybody wants to own a home, so.
And if you do, we suggest talking to a lender and figuring out where you're at.
Absolutely, and we are going to talk a little bit about today what to do as we're heading into 2026, whether you're thinking of selling or if you're thinking of buying in the new year, kind of some things to get your house ready and what you could be working on now during the holidays to get ready, because you want to be ahead of that kind of mid-February. Really, actually, it's usually like right after the Super Bowl. It's like some reason. When is the Super Bowl this year, Joe? It's probably. Oh, never mind. It's okay. It's usually right around the beginning of February. So
end of January, February, beginning of February.
Yeah. So and for some reason, that's when the spring market usually starts to kick up. So things you could be doing to get your home ready. Now moving towards that, we're going to talk about that, and
February 8th.
Oh, thank you. February. It's usually my mom's birthday is February 3rd, so
it happens to be in Santa Clara this year.
Yeah, it does. It's going to be a big deal.
It's a big deal.
So, what do they do if not to get too far away from real estate? But what do they do if the 49ers are in the Super Bowl? Isn't that a home field advantage?
That'll be the home field advantage. It's happened before one other time.
Oh.
In the last couple of years, Tampa Bay was the home team in their home stadium.
Yeah.
Are Niners still in?
So we're hoping that the 49ers will be playing.
Let's go
day.
49ers. Yeah, so that would be fun. Wow, that would be crazy. Anyway, so we're also going to talk about, I don't know where I got with that, but getting your house. Yeah, you want to beat that rush into the market of that spring market. Okay, I know I'm all weirded.
Yes.
Where was I going with that?
Don't wait for spring to put your home on the market.
Yes. Good grief. Okay, so and then also getting ready to buy. Like I said, if it didn't work for you this year and you really wanted to buy a house this year, don't don't give up on your goals and don't give up on all of that because. We can get you ready for next year, right?
Yes,
so,
definitely.
We're going to talk a little bit about some things that you should be doing now or could be doing right at the beginning of the year. And then, that'll get you in place to do all of that. Also coming up in the I wanted to mention a couple things coming up. During in January, we're going to have she's been on the show before, and it was probably 2 years or so ago, a lady who does she helps people get an ADU, granny unit, second unit, either one that's been there and maybe didn't have permits and all that, and get it legalized through the city or county, and then also They do a feasibility study if you're thinking you'd like to put an ADU on your property. The county and most of the cities, and really most of the counties in the area, have really loosened up on their rules and regulations, and they really, because we need more housing. Mm-hmm. And one of the best ways to get more housing, rental housing at least, is to add to where you've already where you already have housing, and that's by adding an ADU. Mm-hmm. So that'll be coming up, start kicking off the new year, January 11th. We're going to talk as Tricia Guido. She works with several different counties. And then there is actually an amnesty program we're going to talk about. If you need information before that, let us know and we'll get you the information ahead of time. But tune in on January 11th for that. But there's an amnesty program where you can, if it's anything that was put up pre-2019, so before 2019, somebody put a granny unit, second unit ADU, junior ADU, put a kitchen in their garage, put a, something above the garage or something out back, and they didn't do it with permits. There is an amnesty program, and they can help you work through that. Stay tuned for that. I'm excited about that. But if you need information ahead of time, I can connect her with you. We can get the information to you and all of that.
Definitely.
And then we've got coming up in the new year, we have, right now I wanted to mention we have a really substantial price reduction on our land listing out on Marquette Springs Road. And there's two. There's one that's listed that's 35 acres with a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 2019 modular home on a permanent foundation. Very nice home. It has a primary bedroom with a bathroom plus a guest bathroom, a big open space, and it's on 35 acres, so it's 2 parcels total. We dropped the price to $1,395,000. And would really like to have some activity out there. So don't dismiss this one. I know it's on Marquette Springs Road, and people go, "Oh, it's on Marquette Springs Road." It's way up off the road, so it's just a beautiful piece of land, and it has a lot of opportunity. I think you could, between the 2 parcels, put another main home, call that modular manufactured home, and an ADU, and then put another house and ADU on the other 22-acre parcel that's connected to it. So he's selling those 2 together, $1,395,000. Or if you just want a piece of land, a little bit lower price tag, $595,000 on that one. So, and that's 22 acres. It has a really strong well. It perked for a 5-bedroom septic years ago. He vested it for a while, which you pay every 3 years to keep it active, the permit, and then said, "I'm getting tired of paying this," and he let that go. But it did have a good perk for a septic system. So, and it's got power lines.
You put horses on it.
Yeah,
your horses.
It's road work that a nice road driveway going up on both of the parcels up to the main portion. So that's a really good opportunity. There's a lot of land out there, but at the same time, there's not a lot of things, just like everything else, in that specific thing that you're looking for. So if this sounds like something you might be looking for, give us a call, because
707-799-3617.
Perfect. Thank you. Okay, and then we've got something coming up in the JC area. We have something something that we're working on coming into the new year. So we're going to have a busy January, I think. I know we're going to have a busy fixer on a couple of acres in Sebastopol that we're working with. They're deciding if they're going to make it, continue renting it. It's been a rental.
And that's... Oh, sorry, I was going to throw something in there.
Oh, and then let me just, one other thing. We've got something coming up in the next month or so in that Olivet area. Not on Olivet, but in the Olivet area. So stay tuned for those things. And like we said, people are waiting. A lot of people are waiting until January. So if you are ready to go right now, it's okay to put your house on right now during the holidays. Don't you think?
I think so, yeah.
I mean, people are in town, families are in town, kids are visiting their parents. Maybe they notice the parents are declining a little. They go, "Gosh, we probably should move here," or move the parents here if they go visit them somewhere else.
Start looking at houses.
It's a good time if you are ready. If you're not ready, it's okay. Let us help you get ready, which we're going to talk about as we head into the next segment. But anyway. if you're ready, put your house on the market. Were you going to say something that I
was going to mention that we don't always push people into selling their house. If renting is a good idea and best for our client, we're going to recommend just renting it out and not push you to sell.
Right. Right. We have a lot of those conversations.
We're there to help you, not just to sell your house.
We want to sell it, whether it's the best thing for you or not. We don't do that. No. So we and a lot of there's a lot of good realtors out there that'll do the same thing, and there's others who don't, just like in anything else. But really, we want to look at the whole picture, and we're going to help you. I mean, this one property where does it make more sense to rent or does it make more sense to sell? We're really helping them through that process. And that may result in us not getting a client, not having that, but maybe, for them, it's the right thing. And maybe hanging on to this house, and not so, because if they sell it, then they're doing a 1031 exchange. They have to deal with that. Now they have a new property and all of these things, which could be really lucrative and beneficial for us, but we're not pushing them in that direction if it doesn't work out right for them.
Exactly,
So there's a lot of things to look at. If it's the right move, then we're going to tell you that. If it's not the right move, we're going to tell you that as well. So,
I just wanted to throw that
same
in
with
there.
buying. Sometimes you look at a property that somebody's really excited about it, and we're looking at down the line. We're looking at 2 years from now when you call us to sell, or 5 years, and it's not going to sell for what you want, because maybe you overpaid for it. We're going to be so we're looking at the now, and we're also looking at the future. Is this house makes sense for you in the future? Also, is the money, is it financially, are you pushing yourself too hard, and is it really you're gonna be house rich and wallet poor, or whatever. There's a different term, and I'm saying it completely wrong. But there have been clients and been times where we say, or potential clients where we say, this one, are you sure? Are you sure you want to get into this tight on your finances, even though you qualify with the lender, because the lender's going to make sure, but do you really want to go from what you're paying now to this bigger price? Is it going to make sense? And so we're having those hard conversations with people, And
that's what we do.
And a lot of times, we don't get paid for that. We get paid when we sell your house, or we find you a house and we close escrow. We do a lot of work without getting paid, and I think a lot of people don't realize that, and then they see when we do get paid, and they're signing the closing documents, and they're all, man, you're getting, and he's like, well, let me tell you all these things that we did. Let me tell you all these things that we did before we even knew we were going to get paid, and we did them anyway. So I think a lot of people don't understand how real estate works. So we're going to sit down and tell you all about it too when we meet. We're going to take a break though. So let's take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to do the numbers, and we're going to talk about all of that, and wishing everybody a happy Hanukkah this evening. Starting, going to light the first candle on the menorah, and beginning of the 8 Crazy Nights. I remember when that movie came out, and it really was. It's a funny, cartoony Adam Sandler, I think, movie, and but it really taught a lot of people that don't know really a lot about Hanukkah.
Yeah, there's not many Hanukkah movies. And stuff out there, so
if this is for you. Happy Hanukkah. We'll be right back. I'm Allison Norman.
I'm Stephanie Norman.
We're the Norman Home Team, and you're listening to the Real Estate Hour. We'll be right back. Happy start of Hanukkah today, and also, Merry Christmas. We're in the 12 days of Christmas. We're in the crunch time. We had it's the second day of the 12 days of, I know, I thought about it this morning while I was going to do the math real quick, and I had other things to do. So, anyway, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and we had fun last night.
Oh, we did, yeah. The Coffee Park Christmas Light Parade.
Yeah, that is such a cool event. And
it's so much fun, yeah.
I was there too, and it was a cool event.
You were there?
It was freezing.
Yeah,
did you see us?
We drove by you. Where were you?
You drove by? I was, by my friend's house, and where they make the turn, actually, to go around. That's where we were.
It was one of the turns. Yeah, there's a lot of people that gather at those turns.
Okay, so maybe this is going to get off. How you were one of the cars?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even notice you guys.
Did
you have a lighted car?
Yeah.
We had.
So how do you get the? I asked this a couple of times. How do you get? I didn't see a long extension cord.
Batteries.
How do you get the lights to work?
A lot of batteries.
A lot of it's battery operated.
Also,
I thought maybe you plugged it into
No, we do. I have a power.
Lighter?
One of those. No, I have one of those power source.
Okay, so that's how they.
Yeah, so I had because we had a big. I call it a moose every time.
It's a
Stephanie
reindeer.
corrects me. It's a reindeer. It's our moose that it's a reindeer, but it was on top of the Subaru in the basket. We have a like a luggage basket, and then a Christmas tree lit up, and that was all plugged into the power source. And then there were batteries.
I told somebody I'm not that smart, and this sounds like a stupid question, but I don't see any extension cords. How are those lights working? And it was a good show. It was chilly last night.
Oh, it was freezing.
Cold,
yeah, it was really cold.
But it was a nice show.
We were in our cars, but we had our windows open and the Christmas music blasting, and
so
we were the ones.
You had the Christmas. My thought was when I heard that was, there should be more cars that have Christmas music.
Yeah. Were we the only one?
As far as I guess so, because I only remember one actually. But
yeah, we usually do. Show. It's a really fun show, and it's great it's Coffee Park, but it also goes over on the other side, the Dogwood side, which was also just decimated by the fires in 2017. And for anybody that doesn't know, what this is and why is Coffee Park at this, they what was it? Well, the whole fire, there was like 5,000 homes lost. I don't remember how many were in. Yeah, it was.
I was really surprised at all the little fires everyone had going on.
Oh, the fire pits people had.
Yeah, the fire pits. I was really surprised just because of everything.
I was thinking they should charge for people to stand there for like 2 minutes.
But it was freezing, so it made sense.
It was cold. It was cold.
No, it's really fun, and anybody can join. So if you want to do it next year, there's a staging area. There's a Facebook page. It's Christmas in Coffee Park or something. I don't know, Stephanie has it, but just look Coffee Park.
And I thought a nice touch too was the helicopter flying.
Yeah,
that was pretty
and they
cool.
Were the siren.
And then it stopped It only did it a couple of times. I thought that was pretty nice. I thought it was going to land right there.
Right.
That was pretty nice.
Did it have a siren going, or the helicopter? Because we heard a
Not
siren,
that
and I didn't.
There was cars that had sirens.
Oh, okay. Because we're all. Is that like a real? Yeah. And then there's a fire engine that leads the parade. So we saw that at one point. You cross the beginning of the parade crosses over. And there was a fire engine with its lights, and we're all, gosh, I hope that's not somebody trying to get through. And anybody that doesn't.
That's the first thing I thought about the helicopter. Are they looking for somebody? Should we be nervous?
I know, should be worried. Yeah. And anybody that doesn't celebrate Christmas and all of that, and the lights, and people were just trying to get to their homes. Sorry, it's one night, and it's a lot of fun, and just a lot of really good Christmas spirit. And really, it puts me in, from the Christmas is coming funk to Christmas is here, and getting into that Christmas spirit. So it's a really fun event.
It's lots
we
of
have
fun.
a lot
we
of
love
fun.
It.
We were even throwing out candy canes
Yeah.
this year.
Oh, I missed the candy. That was one thing I commented. I didn't see any candy.
But we had the candy, but we didn't see it.
We didn't have very much. It went pretty quick.
Yeah, it went fast.
But anyway, and then they're candy canes, so I'm sure they probably all broke when they hit the ground. But anyway, let's get back to real estate, which, as I always say, we always say, real estate is about the community.
It's about definitely,
the health and wealth and all of that of the community. And if it's, if the community is in good condition, real estate's in good condition. So, and vice versa, if real estate is suffering, the community suffers. So when we talk about community stuff, it's not getting that far away from real estate, although it may seem like it, but it's really all part of the whole picture and why people want to live here.
Yeah.
And boy, after that and thinking, gosh, it would be nice to live in Coffee Park. Coffee Park's a great neighborhood. It always was. It's changed a lot. It's a very, very different dynamic in Coffee Park now, and look, even the houses are so eclectic, and people rebuilt, some rebuilt original, some rebuilt completely different designs. It's a really nice place to live, and so from the tragedy came some really nice stuff. So
yeah, definitely.
Anyway, I guess we're gonna do numbers when we get back, but we can do them now. We've got 2 minutes, I'm being told. So
I was just gonna throw out there, if you're looking for more events, if you missed that one, go to you can look up Events Sonoma County. You can look up Happening Sonoma County on Facebook or our website. Just put in Google.
Go Local also has some good events.
Has some good ones. So just look them up.
A lot of it kind of comes from the same place, but there's also a good place to go look at Christmas lights too. There's a Facebook page. I think we've posted several times on our.
I'll post something.
What is our Facebook page?
The Real Estate Hour with Allison and Stephanie Norman on Facebook.
Yes, indeed. We also have Norman Home Team, our real estate Facebook page too.
Yeah, and we have a YouTube as well.
We have our Sonoma County YouTube, and we're waving at the YouTube folks right now. We're not live on YouTube, but usually I try and get it up by the end of day today. A lot of times it takes me over to a couple other days.
Well, I guess we're not going to have time for the numbers.
Well, let's not talk. We'll talk about the numbers when we come back, but I mentioned what we've got, things that we have coming up beginning of the year. We're also going to start, we've made a commitment to ourselves and to all of you that we're going to start doing doing some in-person seminars, maybe some webinars, where you can zoom in. We have Russell Marsan, if you remember, that he came on talking about 1031 exchanges. We are going to be having an event with that, with him in February. And then we've got, we're going to do a first-time homebuyer seminar with Amanda for Task Mortgage in January. We're going to be doing that. So stay tuned for all of that. But for now, we're going to take a break, come back. Promise we'll talk about the numbers. I'm
Happy
Allison
Hanukkah.
Norman.
I'm Stephanie Norman.
We're the Norman Home Team. You're listening to the Real Estate Hour. We'll be right back. Yes, to all our Hanukkah celebrating friends who get the short end of everything. It's all about Christmas.
I actually had a really hard time finding a good Hanukkah song.
I know there's not very much. Well, my favorite. Well, this one I like. This is Bare Naked Ladies. Is their song. But Adam Sandler.
Yeah, the 8 Crazy Nights.
Well,
Well, he has
Hanukkah
a good song, And I saw an interview with him talking about how, as a kid, there wasn't really any good Hanukkah songs. And then I was looking for one. I was like, oh, wow, there's not really a good
So anyway,
good variety.
And I have a lot of, across the country, a lot of Hanukkah Jewish friends who celebrate Hanukkah. So a lot of families celebrate both. So, which is kind of fun.
Yeah, so
lucky them.
Happy Hanukkah.
I was always a little jealous that they get 8 nights and a gift every night. What?
Yeah.
And, anyway, happy Hanukkah. And yes, you can, if you have some cash, you can still be in a home by the end of Hanukkah. And we also would, love to try and get you into a home by
11 days till Christmas?
Yeah.
Second day.
Second day. Oh, it's 2 turtle doves, right? Yeah. So, we won't sing it for you.
I won't.
Anyway, and next week we'll be all about Christmas because we'll be doing our Christmas show.
Show. We'll have Christmas trivia.
Yeah, some prize giveaways. So make sure you tune in next
definitely.
week. It's our Mike Kelly Christmas tradition, Christmas Story. Although I love the movie A Christmas Story, but I think a lot of newer shows have kind of taken its place. And I know, Joe, you love It's a Wonderful Life. That's Joe's favorite.
And Santa Claus, too.
The Santa Claus, those are good,
with Tim Allen.
Yeah,
the
first one.
Second and third.
Yeah, they got a little weird. And then
mine is 34th Miracle on 34th
that one's
Street.
good. And
Elf.
Elf. I think Elf has probably surpassed A Christmas Story with the newer generation. Don't get mad at me of those of you people that are my generation.
I also love the Grinch.
Oh, the Grinch. Yeah, you like the newer. I like the original Grinch from cartoon. Yeah, the original. And then there's a new cartoon that all the younger generation loves. And
I like the Jim Carrey one.
Yeah, and the Monterey Theater is playing in the theater. They're playing the Grinch, the Jim Carrey version of the Grinch, the live one. I don't know. I don't know the hours, but look up Monterey Theater. That's a fun little theater out there.
It is. Okay.
Okay, let's get into real estate. So watching. We literally both just made the same thing.
Get
Okay,
into
yeah,
it.
numbers are down, but people, but real estate is still selling through the holidays, and we tell people that all the time. There are actively buyers out there looking and searching and hoping and praying that they can. There's people that have to sell right now before the end of the year, and they're going, oh my God, what am I going to do? Maybe I better drop my prices. And there's buyers that really have to. Maybe you're doing an exchange, or for some tax reason, you got to get this money into real estate. By the end of the year. So there's real estate happening right now. So active.
The numbers show it.
Yeah, currently active on the market, 652 single-family homes. This is all of Sonoma County. That number's been inching itself down, from 855 to 770 to 706, and today it's 652. That's just looking at the last few weeks. Just to put that into perspective, we were over 1,000 about a month and a half or so ago. So it's typical of the market. The 1,000 was a higher inventory than we've had in a long time. So we're getting back to kind of normal here, but it's going to bump up at the beginning of the year. Anyways, and rates are down a tiny bit. They inched down. So that's helpful as well. And they're really down to kind of average, what the average mortgage rate is in that mid-5 to mid-6 range, and we're kind of there right now. So depending on your specific situation. So 652 active with 258 in escrow. So 258 people are gonna maybe be in a house by Christmas. So, and that's just single family homes. But the median price is $1,262,000 for active, 848 for in escrow. Those numbers are pretty consistent with what they have been. Condos, there's 115 active condos with 41 in escrow. That condo number's down because it was up to 144 just a couple months ago. Mobile homes, there are 83 active on the market with 27 in escrow. The multi-units, which is 2 to 4 units, there are 101 active on the market with 25 in escrow. That's just typically a slower moving product. They bunch them together, or we bunch them together to look at the numbers for multi-unit, anything 2 to 4 units. If it's 2 to 4 units, separate houses rather than a duplex, triplex, fourplex, those sell for more money and much quicker. So much more quickly. Anyway, the land is another one that it's under 3 now, which is nice. It was under 300. We were up over 300 for the first time in a few years. But now it's 294 active buildable residential lots or land. So that includes lots in city, land that's, on acreage. 294 active right now, 27 in escrow. That's also very normal that there's that few in escrow versus, the month supply is pretty big on that land. There's a lot out there. But again, we've had people look at our Mark West Springs property that it's just not the right fit for them. So there's all this land out here, but they're just not finding what they need. And they're, oh gosh, I'm looking, I can't find what I need. But there's 294 active listings, but it's just not what you're looking for.
Well, yeah, it's the same with condos. Just houses in general. It's not what someone's looking for specifically.
Right. It's a look, and we look at the whole market. So, like you always like to let people know, we can break that down to very, very detailed.
And as specifics. In whole market, we mean Sonoma County.
Yeah, we look at all of Sonoma County, so if somebody wants to live in a certain school district, or they want to live in a certain neighborhood, or they want a very specific type of house, and maybe they only want a single story, and then it gets very minute, but we can break it down, and we can let you know what is happening in that segment of your market, and we can do that on a monthly basis. We can send you the numbers every month, every couple of months. We can, however often. We're not those people who will just bombard you with stuff. But if you ask for it and you would like and appreciate it, we can send you monthly. We can send you information.
Ask, you shall receive.
Right? We can send you information on your neighborhood if you're going to sell. You're thinking about selling. What is my neighborhood doing? We can send you that weekly, bi-monthly or monthly, or every quarter if you aren't that far, if you're pretty far out from being ready. So anyway, that's a look at what's currently active on the market right now in Sonoma County. We can also look at what's happening in Marin County, what's happening in Napa County. We can send you to a realtor on the other side of the country if you're curious about what's happening in that part of the area that maybe your parents live there and you're thinking of moving there. So we have realtors around the globe that we personally know and have vetted for you, that we know they're going to take care of you. So if you're thinking of moving anywhere or buying anywhere, give us a call first, because we can connect you with a realtor in that area or a couple of realtors. Some markets we know more than one, and see if it's a good fit. If not, that's fine. Go find your own. But why not check with somebody that knows that person, and they're going to do a good job. That they have the same values as we do, because if not, we're not going to recommend them to you. So make sure you do that first. And then if it's okay if you don't use them, we're not hurt. It's okay, we're doing it for you. But Stephanie has a look now at the numbers of what happened this week, right?
From last Sunday to today.
So what's happening?
Single family residential for Sonoma County.
Okay.
So we have new listings, 33, which shows people are still putting houses up.
They're smart and they listened.
Yes, they're still selling their houses during the holidays.
Yeah.
And then back on market, 10. Price reduction, 38, which is also what we were mentioning, is that more people are putting bringing those prices down.
Especially if they really needed to sell.
Yeah.
Or maybe they found another property and they're in escrow and now they need to get serious.
And so those new listings are at the median list price of $799,000, and then in escrow we have 56, pending 47, closed 67. So woohoo! Gonna be in a new home by Christmas.
Yay!
Woo-hoo.
Congratulations to all of you.
Yes, and then median sold price is $868,000, and average days on the market is 135, which just means there was more of the listings that closed were on the market longer, right?
Right. Yeah. When Stephanie looked at that number and said, "Wait, that's not right."
I know. I was like, what?
135 days. So just remember, when the numbers that she talks about are just week to week. So what happened this week in real estate, since last Sunday, this Sunday? Typically, where are we, about 60, 70 days on the market?
Yeah.
Is the average?
70-ish.
So 135, we're all, whoa, what is that? So then I looked it up, and I'm like, nope, that's what it's showing for me too. So, then we pulled up the comparative market. We're looking at all of the close that happened last week. There was what happened to bring that? Because when you're looking at an average, all of our numbers we look at our median price for the the days on market. Gosh, I lost the word. For the days on market, we look at the average days on the market. I don't know why we do it that way, but that's the way we've been doing it. So to keep it consistent, that's how we continue to do it. But something had to have happened that made that number jump up so high. And so I printed them up. There was something that sold on this week on France Valley Road, Calistoga, which there's a part in our MLS of Calistoga that is in Sonoma County. It's up in the hills on, for instance, France Valley Road. It was originally listed at $7,495,000. Oh no, original price was $8,950,000. The list price now, when it went into escrow, was $7,495,000. The close price was $5,500,000.
Wow.
It was on the market for, where did it go? 628 days.
Wow.
There was something else that sold it for around $1 million on the market for 229. There was something that sold for 143 days. So there's a lot of big numbers of things, and that I think is really telling of what happens in those weeks before Christmas, that these people are like, okay, we need to get this done by the end of the year. And maybe because for tax purposes, especially a big sale like that, it's going to affect your taxes because it's a gain in this year, So there's other times where they go, okay, sure, we'll accept your offer, but we can't close till after the beginning of the year because we can't have that on our income. for 2025. It has to be for 2026. So there are some very specific tax reasons why people close either after the end of the year or they have to close now. But I think that's really telling that there's these things that have been on the market for a long time that sold this week. And a lot of them, most of them, I think I haven't thoroughly looked through it, but I think most of them sold for less than their list price because they were really serious. Okay, we have to do this. We're going to have to bite the bullet and take a lower price because otherwise we're going to get hit with this big tax bill. So, when we look at these numbers, there's a reason why we look at the numbers and why we keep track of them. And there's things like that kind of stand out and you go, oh, okay, I get it. And what we've been saying, it's a good time to be buying right now because there are people that absolutely have to sell. You can see it in the numbers, so I think it's pretty cool that, when what we're saying and what we're feeling can be justified on a piece of paper with numbers. I think it's
pretty cool.
It's a pretty cool thing. Anyway, so that's why we tell you the numbers. Not only that, but just to help you keep track. Did you have anything else about?
I just wanted to mention we do post these numbers on our Facebook page, The Real Estate Hour with Allison and Stephanie Norman. That way, if you're curious, you missed a number you wanted to write down, you can always go to our Facebook page and find them.
Perfect. Alrighty. Those are the numbers. That's what's happening. And we will continue telling you about the numbers throughout the end of the year and continuing on. Looking forward to being with you next year here on KSRO and the Real Estate Hour. But anyway, we're going to take a quick break. We come back. Let's finish up the show talking about getting ready to sell. So maybe you didn't want to sell this year, or maybe you were hoping to sell this year, but you didn't, or you're going, next 2026 is going to be the year that we buy a house. So we'll talk about all of that when we get back, kind of what you could be doing now to get yourself ready. All right, so I'm Allison Norman.
I'm Stephanie Norman.
We are the Norman Home Team, and you're listening to the Real Estate Hour. We'll be right back.
Morning.
Good.
Welcome back to the Real Estate Hour. Happy Hanukkah.
Happy Hanukkah version. So next week, so Hanukkah ends on the 22nd, I believe, and which is a Monday. So the 21st is our it should be our Christmas show here on the Real Estate Hour. So it'll be a crossover of Hanukkah and Christmas on next Sunday. So ending of Hanukkah and then the beginning of the week before Christmas. We'll be having a lot of fun then. So let's talk about now the kind of wrap up the show with things that, like I said, if you had these big plans and goals and hopes and dreams of buying a house this year and it just didn't pan out, have no fear.
Have no fear.
The Norman Home Team is here. So we can help you. It's a little late for getting you into a home this year. Although if you have cash or if you've really got everything dialed in with a good lender, we could actually get you into a home by Christmas. It's a little bit of a squeeze, but we've done it before. And the title company is in a little bit of panic mode when we call up and say, got a new escrow, it's going to close in 5 days. And they're all, what? But they'll do it. They get to work and they get it done. So it can be done. But if not, if that's not looking like it's going to happen this year for you, don't be discouraged and just go, forget it. I guess I'm never going to own a house. We can help you. Let us figure out what happened that maybe it didn't work this year. And how we can really get you in a position where you can buy a home next year. Yeah. Really the first thing, talk to a lender, and we say it a million times and we drill it into everybody, but don't get tired of hearing it. It really is the most important first step, even before you talk to a realtor, before you talk to us. Because we are the local realtors that would love to work with you. But before you talk to us or connect us, and we'll go, we've got a list of here's some really good lenders that are going to work with you. They're going to go to work for you, and they're not going to be pushy and rude, and they're not going to, that there are a lot of those, but there's a lot of really good lenders and realtors in the community. but we can connect you with the one that's a good fit for you, or give you a list of a few, and you can decide which is a good fit. Some of them have very specific programs that will work best for what you need. Some of them have, they all kind of have the same thing outside of their specific programs. They all, are really kind of the same interest rates, although some of them have incentives and special, discounts they can do. So check around, but just know you're probably going to find pretty similar rates at all the different lenders. But it's more important than just what the rates are, but what they can do to help you and get you in. So somebody that's going to be really a good communicator and really be able to help you get in a strong position to when you are ready and you put an offer and you're going to get your offer accepted.
Yeah, definitely.
And that includes, working side by side with a realtor to help you. We're your team. We're here to help you get into a home. And a lot of people get, to where they think, oh, we're just out to make a buck, and we're really here. I mean, obviously, yes, that's how we get paid. That's how we pay our bills. That's how we can afford to donate money to different organizations around the county and do good in the world, is by making the money. So it does have to be about, we do get paid when we sell a house for you. Like I said before, we don't get paid when we spend hours and hours and hours helping you and you don't find a house, So anyway, so a lot of people look at it and go, oh, we're just there for the buck, but no, we're here to help you get into a home. Ultimately, we're going to get paid for that. Goal. But it's for you, and like Stephanie said earlier, it's not about pushing you to do something you're not ready to do, or isn't the right thing for you. And this maybe isn't the right house, the right neighborhood. Neighborhood, we're going to let you decide that. We're not legally allowed to say that you can't go in this. You don't want to be in this neighborhood. Yeah. We are legally, supposed to tell you, here, go look at all the data about the communities and figure it out if this is the right place for you. Yeah. But anyway, so we would, it's not just all about us getting you into a house so that we can get paid. Yeah. It's all about us making a client for life, really. Yeah. And I would say probably about 80% of our business comes from past clients that are used us before and they're using us again, or somebody who was recommended by a past client. And that used us and says, oh, you got to work with them. They're really good. So, and that's not, tooting our own horn. Well, it kind of is, but it's fact and it's true. Yeah. And it's because of I think our work ethic and the way that we treat our clients and the way that we go really above and beyond. And we do it because we care and not just because, anyway.
Yeah. And I just wanted to mention for buyers, and you want to buy next year but you're not sure, or maybe you want to buy in a year or two and you don't want to talk to a lender yet because you're not ready. I just want to say, unquote, talk to a lender even if you're years out. That way they can help you come up with a plan, what your credit should be, what your income should be for what you want to buy in years later, a year, in months.
Yeah, I know. Maybe next month. Am I ready?
Or you could be ready and you didn't even know it.
Right.
You could be able to.
Amanda Hager, Task Mortgage, who called in last week, was saying there's a lot of times a buyer thinks they need to pay off all these things first. And she said you don't necessarily have to. And so it's another good reason and point that she brought up that I had kind of forget to mention to people, but they can really say, and it's the same with us. If we go look at your house to get ready to sell and they're all, well, first I'm going to remodel my kitchen and then I need to redo the backyard and I need to do all these things. And you're just like, do you really though? So we're going to look at the whole picture of what is your return on investment for all those things? Yes, it would be great if that was updated and those were done. But are you going to get the money back if you need to sell this year? So we look at that whole picture. But anyway, so back to buyers, if you are thinking about it, so talking to a lender, talking to a realtor, and then looking at your finances and your budget, and the lender can help you figure all of that out. And really, what do you need to pay off? What do you not need to worry about? What, how much money should you start putting in your bank or into an IRA or into, all these things to start accumulating money to be able to buy a house, and then come up with a plan and really what are you looking for? A lot of times there's, a husband and wife or, two different, people buying, and one person is really important for them to have this, and the other person could care less, but it's really important for them to have that. Really sit down, put your heads together, and put a list of this is what we absolutely need, this is what we'd be okay with, and this is the absolutely not.
And another good thing for reason for buyers to talk to lenders is that I know that there's a lot of buyers out there that have this idea that you need to pay 20% down or 10% down, which isn't always the case.
Yeah.
We could qualify for a loan with 0% down.
Yeah, there are loans out there 0 down. There's 3% down. There's 3.5%. There's 5%. There's down payment assistance programs. There's down payment assistance grants that you don't have to pay back.
So if you're saving money to get to that 20%, 10%.
You may not
talk to a lender. You could probably qualify now.
You may not need to, and maybe, and then they'll decide, and they're the same. They're gonna, they get paid when they give you a loan, when they get you a loan, but there's a lot of lead up time to that, and a lot of work that they do for free to get you ready.
Yeah,
and
they're not going to
may not even use them.
Yeah.
Real quickly, because we're going to run out of time, but just things that you can be doing right now if you're thinking of selling next year. Talk to a realtor now, because like I said, maybe you don't need to do the things that you think you need to do, but we're going to tell you what you should do and what's going to make more sense. But, if nothing else, start decluttering, start packing things away. The stagers and declutterers that we know say they call it kind of pre-packing. You're not going to use it, but you don't want to get rid of it. Put it away, and then start giving things away if there's stuff that you're not going to be using. Making some small repairs that you really know, touch-ups and stuff like that. And then talk to your tax person, because that's a really important piece of everything is, am I going to get hit with capital gains? And then maybe you're going to rent the place out and buy, if you can afford to, buy something else, and then make that primary residence into a rental that you can then 1031 exchange after a few years. So there's some strategy we can talk to you about. We can sit down and look at what makes the most sense, whether it's an investment property or your primary residence. We do it all the time. We do it at no cost to you, and we really just like to get you in a position to where you can achieve your goals, and that's our plan for you for next year. So anyway, we're about out of time. Make sure you check out our Facebook page,
The Real Estate Hour with Allison and Stephanie Norman.
And then Sonoma County Real Estate Hour on YouTube. You can see this recording on YouTube. But we got to go. Happy Hanukkah to those of you that celebrate, and Merry Christmas to those of you that celebrate Christmas.
Holidays.
We'll see you next week. I'm Allison Norman.
I'm Stephanie Norman.
We are the Norman Home Team. You're listening to the Real Estate Hour. Stay tuned for the Raiders.
You've been listening to the Real Estate Hour with Allison and Stephanie Norman, the Norman Home Team on KSRO. Join them every Sunday morning at 9